Welcome to your 8th WoW tutorial. Today we'll be going through the Battlegrounds BG. This battleground has some pretty simple objectives. You have 3 bases: Lighthouse, Waterworks, and Mines. You basically want to take and hold 2 or more of those bases. So how do you get a base? Well, it's simple. First, go to the base, like we are going to Waterworks now, and then you click the flag. Now it's possible for the other team to click that flag too, so we must make sure to not let them do that. This is where it can get messy. The trick is to know where the enemy is going to go, so that way you can make sure to attack them and keep them away from your flag. As you can see, my team didn't defend Lighthouse, so the other team took that flag. This brings up a very important point. At the start, half the team should go to Lighthouse and the other to Waterworks. If you're Horde, half of your team would go to Mines instead of Lighthouse. Once you capture both of those bases, you will instantly know how your enemy is going to mess up. On Alliance, more than half of the Horde are either going to go to Waterworks or Lighthouse. Depending on which one they choose will determine where 3 people should go. So for example, let's say we have 5 at Waterworks and 5 at Lighthouse. The Horde went mostly for the Lighthouse. Those 5 people should have warned us that the Horde have went there, so that way 3 people at Waterworks can go to that base to defend. When fighting the other team, it's best to make them spread out. This gets them away from their healer, and easier for everyone to target. Most of the time though, they will stay in a group all together, so in these instances, always attack the healers first, and then everybody else. So we'll go ahead and take this healer out before attacking the other players, but unfortunately, I see that we have a second healer. In this case, what we need to do is stun one of the healers and attack the other. You guessed it, this prevents them healing each other. Sorry, Priest. I know that trick too well. And so you click the flag and capture it. And then everybody runs away. I'm going to defend the Lighthouse this time since nobody decided to defend it the last time. Always keep your team informed of what's going on. If you have the entire enemy team on their way to your base, let your team know that so they can come defend. An exception to this is if you only have one person from the enemy team coming, like this shaman, then there's no need to alert our team because seriously, this shaman's about to get owned. So it looks like 2 of them came to attempt to take over, but I know we have 3 players here, minus 1 looking at all the pretty colors. Priest against priest. Who will win? Sometimes you will have the case where the enemy team will send 1 person to a base and then have 3 others come join. It makes it a little harder because the first person may have brought your health down to 50%, and 3 against 2, well, you do the math. What you can do though is alert your team and AoE that flag like crazy. By the time your team arrives, you should still have and be able to keep that flag. I already know my team is close by, so they will see and of course want to attack the other team. Now, I believe this team will do one of those tricks that I told you about earlier. Yes, you notice how they're getting farther and farther away from our base? Yes, that's right. They are trying to get us to spread out, and I'm not dumb enough to fall for their dirty tricks. Instead, I'm going to keep watch on that flag. Now, teammate is at the location of the flag, so I'm going to counter their plan by going over there, showing them who's boss, and then go back to that flag. Now, let me show you what you shouldn't do. You see how a lot of our team is in the middle of the road right here? While this is all fine and good when you are holding 2 bases, I can bet you that the Horde are going to attack Waterworks without our team knowing, or being able to defend. So if you're in the middle of the road like this, you need to be on extra watch. Otherwise, the enemy team is going to take the other base without you being able to get there fast enough. Now we wait and defend our base. Sometimes you'll have downtime like this, and you want to go and do something else. But nope, I'm going to hold down this fort. Don't think just because you're defending a base that you're not helping your team. If nobody defends or stays at a base, there's no way to alert your team should the enemy decide to come take it. Looks like we have a priest trying to get some inside information. Taking mines. Yeah, here's something you should know about mines if you're Alliance. Don't take it. Why? Because the Horde res on the boat that is yards away from the base. If you take out 6 Horde at mines just to take it, those 6 Horde are going to come back pretty quickly. Oh look, a shaman. Not sure if you knew this, but shamans may do a serious amount of damage, but they have to cast their abilities to do said damage. So if you stun them like crazy, there's no way for them to hurt you. Let me demonstrate. First I'll cast the dots on him, then wait for him to cast his first ability and BAM! Stun. When he does it again, I'll stun him again. So if you're a Shadow Priest or whichever class you choose, that is how you deal with shamans. Okay, so I have another useful piece of information. This mage is trying to get people to attack him so that they will leave the base. Every time someone gets near him, he backs up. You will also notice how he may have just reached 90, or didn't get any better gear yet, based on his health. He's what is known as a baiter. Since they have a rogue on their team, that mage wants me to attack him, so their rogue will ninja or flag. Unfortunately for him, I'm not leaving this area. There's that rogue. Same thing as before. Since they have a healer on the way, attack the healer first, and then the other enemy peoples. This healer appears to be taking a lot of damage. Since there's only 2 of them, you can keep the healer busy healing himself, and then take the rogue down instead. But keep in mind, someone needs to keep that healer busy. So let's just fear both of them, or not. Don't know why I didn't see that coming, but if a priest is coming towards you, run. They're trying to get you in range to fear. I do it all the time, and surprisingly a lot of people never figure it out. Rogue is down. Bye, priest. Looks like this mage is at it again. So I'm gonna do a little reverse baiting tricks to try to get him to come over here. Maybe he'll actually fall for it. Just wait for him to get a little bit closer. Come on, you know you want to. Cast that DOT on him and show him who's boss. And that's how it's done. Well, I hope this tutorial was useful for you. You can use these tips in Arathi Basin and Eye of the Storm as well. But wait, I'm sure you wanted to see the end result of that BG we were in. Well, we lost. But had they used all the tips we covered, we would have turned that into a win. So next time you're in a battle for Ganalius, Arathi Basin, or Eye of the Storm, and your team isn't doing a good job, point them to this video.